You know what? It was what a great performance from our guys tonight. I told them after the game, I said, look, I'm so proud of you. The shift that you put in. We said at the beginning of the game we were going to be on the front foot. We said we wanted to control this game. We wanted to dominate the possession. We wanted shots. And the boys stuck to the game plan. I could see in their eyes before the game as well that they were up for it. I said, I don't even have to motivate you guys here. It's a big game. You know what's at stake. And you've got a point to prove. And they went out there and what a show they put on for everybody. I was absolutely delighted for them. We had two individual errors that let us down tonight. But I can accept that. We all make mistakes. The boys walked in the dressing room, held their head there and put their hands up. Said, yeah, my fault. But as long as you learn from those mistakes. But the two boys that will absolutely learn from those mistakes, and we'll keep improving and we'll keep marching on. I just went on a rant there, didn't I? Hey?
Keep going if you want.
No.
What were your thoughts on the penalty? What did you see?
Well, I'm going to tell you from my angle, it wasn't a penalty. But it probably was. I don't know. Actually, maybe it did look like one. I don't know. But, Nate went out. It was a good little through ball. I think it just glanced over Luka. And I think Nate, if he could have done it again, he would have stayed in his goal and let the defenders come in and take care of business there. But you could see, I think that was just a burst of energy from Nate there. It's a bit of a head rush and went after it, thought he could get his hand on it, and obviously didn't, gave up the penalty. But, I think that's one that he would like to take back as well.
What went into your thinking in regards to starting Simon?
I wanted to start Simon tonight because I knew they had big defenders. Let Simon fight them off for a little bit. We had a game plan where we wanted to get in behind them. That's why we put Ryan on the right side and Kyle on the left so that they could come in behind. Wanted Simon dropping in a little bit deeper to open up the spaces for these guys to get in behind. But I think you need that sometimes. You gotta wear out center backs. You gotta get them tired and fatigued a little bit. And that's when we took him off and then put Ryan up top and then had because I knew Ryan's legs were good. He could stretch him. He could get in behind. And that's why we put Gatas out wide on the wing. So that was part of the plan.
What does a night like this and a game like this that ends in a draw, crowd, what does it say for Canadian soccer and for the Canadian Premier League?
It's great. It's showing the game's here. It's here to stay. These are special nights. Midweek under the lights, something to play for. Cup match, Canadian Championship. They're great games. They're great games for the fans. Unfortunately, we've got good weather. This beginning of the season, we have thunderstorms right now. Probably have to delay, but these are special moments. For the guys in the dressing room, these are the games that you want to play. They'll be talking about this when 15 years down the line, when they're sitting there with their buddies having a beer. They'll be talking about this game, saying, "Hey, remember that game against Montreal?" There's special moments that you got to cherish, and as a footballer, these are the games that you want to play in.
Sorry, just a question here.
I guess, Ryan, could you speak about your goal, your goal as well as Gatas' effect on the game tonight?
Being able to go on top, just as Jimmy said, having Simon there to wear out the centre backs and then switching mode for Gatas, meaning I was able to still run and Gatas come on with fresh legs. He's able to pick a pass, so Gatas is able to run to, and seeing Gatas get that ball onto his left foot coming inside, and there was an opportunity where I just had to peel off his centre back, and there was a slim chance where the ball came and it was just one touch and hit, and it went found the back of the net, and those are the things players live for. Gatas, he came out, coming off the bench, he wanted to prove a point, and having an assist and scoring the go-ahead goal. It's good for him.
Coach, it's a different competition, but the spring season didn't go as planned. It was a little bit tougher. Do you think a game like this can sort of prove as a catalyst, a turning point for the season, something to build off of?
Yeah, you'd like to think so. I think over the last maybe six games in the Canadian Premier League, the beginning of the season, the spring season, we just kept getting better and better and better and better. You look at our stats, we dominated a lot of games. We just had that issue in that final third of just putting the ball in the back of the net. But we're You know, I keep saying we're getting there, but it's a belief that's coming from the guys as well now. You could see it tonight. What a great test playing against Montreal. And I think every game they're really starting to believe more and more and more in themselves, their style of play, our philosophy. And I keep telling them it's coming. It's going to click. One day it's just going to click, and then that's it. You guys are off. You're off to the races. So yeah, you know, I look at the beginning of the spring season. You know, on paper it wasn't too bad. 5 draws. I think we had 2 losses. Number of chances, but it was just clicking in that final third. But right now it's just about improving. Keep getting better every single game, and keep working harder.
What was your game plan going into Montreal? How do you approach it, and what do you think you took out?
Do you know, we've really got to sit down and talk about that with the staff and look at it. But right now our focus is on Edmonton on Sunday. That's a big game for us. We've still got a few weeks before that Montreal game. We'll deal with that as we get a little bit closer. They'll have a lot more games as well that we can really scout and watch what they're doing. But as for now, it's put that on the back burner, and we got to focus on league play now.
Ryan, can you speak a little bit about that, that spirit? I think in the last 10 minutes, you guys really showed it. Can you speak to that you've seen in the team?
We had a earlier talk this week, the guys of us, after the Halifax game, there was individual error that possibly been the decider of the game. And, coming back home, we had a chat saying, things happen in soccer games, but, hold your hand up, be accountable, and all the guys around him pick each other up. And that's exactly what was on display today. One individual error happened, we one down, but everyone knew that, don't put your heads down. We fight for one another until the final whistle is blown. And despite whatever went on here tonight, the main thing was that everyone on that field had each other's back. And that was the most important thing, and that's where you saw that spirit, that fight came from. And, just everyone did just hold each other accountable, be there for one another, and just move on.
You talked about the 2 individual errors and the cost of throughout the season. What is it going to take to cut those out? Is it just time and training, or?
No, it's it's things that happen in games, Mike. It's uncontrollables. A little rush of blood, and you do something. The ball's in the air, and it's just concentration at times. I mean, that's something that you can't train. And I'll never hammer the players for making those individual mistakes. We make mistakes. Look, we make mistakes in life all the time. But if it's a consistent pattern, then there's an issue. But if it's a one-off where the player comes off, goes, that was my fault. Luka flicked it on, thought the keeper was there, bad touch on his head. I can't fault Luka, because I thought Luka was solid tonight. I thought he had a hell of a game. I thought Nate was great as well in the back. He's vocal. He controlled the back 4 and was always talking and organized. Made some good saves. And I can't fault him for doing it. Now, if he did it every single week, it'd be a massive issue. But my job as a coach is to get the best out of these guys and help them learn this game and learn from making their mistakes and try to usher them the right way and say, no, this is what you got to do. You made the mistake there, but you've got to learn from it. And this is how we're going to get better. And that's my job, But I'm very fortunate. Like I've got a great group of guys in that dressing room that are willing to learn, that want to fight for each other. They got great characters. They're resilient. And I couldn't ask for a better squad. And I get so proud watching them today, just seeing them all fighting for one another, not backing down. 94th minute, they're still at it. We almost should have won the game here, but Joe just hitting the crossbar. But it shows you we're still going at it. We're still pushing on the front foot, trying to get another goal. But that's the type of players that these guys are, the type of group that they got, that we have. I'm absolutely buzzing for them. I really am. Again, I went off on one.
Okay, we'll leave it there.
Thanks, guys.
Yes.